Hello, myself Dr. Kaushik Halder, and I carry over 22 years of experience, and I am working as a CEO at JKITCDO. Very recently, JKITCDO has filed its first patent, the domain HR, which acknowledges to bias-free performance appraisal. Today's topic is Embracing Creativity, a journey of innovative thinking. So the whole subject of today's discussion is engulfed in the word that is creativity. In simple word, creativity is about new imagination, ideas for making new things. We'll be discussing on what is creative thinking, how it differs from innovation, various creative thinking framework, importance of creative thinking, how we are going to bring value to society, and we'll end the session with question answer. We have taken the definition of this creative thinking from Wiki. Ideally, creativity is the ability to generate original, unique, and valuable ideas pertaining to solutions or expression that bring new perspectives and innovations. Saying that, it means creative thinking is the initial step for innovation. If we follow the framework of Zachman, which ideally follows 5W and H questionnaire, that is what, where, who, when, why, and how. If we follow the Zachman for any problem, then usually it comes in this way. What is that problem? Why that problem occurs? Who are the stakeholders related to that problem? When that problem has occurred? Why that problem has occurred? And how that problem is occurring. So these are all the questions that we usually come up for that problem when it comes. Now, we'll try to put this same Zachman theory to creativity. Taking creative thing is a kind of an challenge for us. Now, we'll try to understand what is creativity, why creativity can be applied, who are all the practitioners can apply this creativity, when this creativity can be applied, why this creativity is supposed to be applied, how this creativity can be applied. We tried acknowledging these questions in our recent book, that is Think Like an Innovaner, and how acknowledging more towards that dimension, how we have come up with our own researched framework, that is IMHS. However, creativity doesn't limit to our research work, neither it limits to any of the framework. It is an attitude that has to be built, and our effort throughout this course, it is JKITCDO's effort to bring this creativity as an attitude, as an habit, and not just as a part of process that need to be delivered. It is well said by Einstein, imagination is more important than knowledge. Now, how creative thinking differs from innovation? Creative thinking talks about a topic from different dimensions. The idea can be correlated or individual. It is in conceptual and logical form. It initiates processes for innovation. If we take an example, like say, if I am supposed to prepare a lunch for my family with a new dish, say the dish is supposed to be paneer. I have taken this same example in my book actually. And before I start cooking for that new dish, I need to think of what is that new dish that I need to prepare. Here, the decision taken for paneer is an independent decision and doesn't carry any dependency from other thing. Now, once the decision has been taken for paneer, then all other ingredients that has to be taken in account having dependency on paneer. So this is now correlated. Again, now say if I am supposed to take ginger or garlic, it also depends on the weight of the paneer that is being taken. Again, not only that, the garlic I need to put supposed to be proportionate with the ginger. Ginger I am taking suppose also to be proportionate with the paneer and garlic. So this is what I'm trying to say is like each of the ingredients inside what we are taking are correlated depending on each other. There may be few things which are independent, like the thing what I said just to you, like making a decision to prepare a dish on paneer was an independent and it doesn't carry any dependency. Now, ingredients that it follows carrying dependency on paneer and other ingredients. So this is how like the ideas what is coming up may be independent and may also be correlated among each other. Our course revolves in this space while inspiring others to adopt creativity in whatever they do. We will discuss on the same in upcoming slides. Acknowledging to the point, if the process of thinking or the discipline is adapted and practiced for self, it becomes an attitude. There are different frameworks are there related to creative thinking process. The first, if you talk about metaphorical thinking, it is a way to find a context to other dimension of the process or the reality. Now say, if we see 7 stars in the sky in a dark night, we depict or we try to draw the context out of it is as a Saptrishi, as if 7 sages sitting together. So that is a context what we are drawing, seeing 7 stars in a way, if it is, or in a pattern, if it is seen in the sky. So in a way, metaphorical thinking is a mental process connecting two different universes of meaning and is the result of the mind looking for similarities. Brain dumping. Brain dumping is the act of writing down everything that comes to our mind on a particular topic. Needs to be transparent, need to follow the culture. So what is again culture over here? Culture plus minus more or less needs to be followed across all the framework, all the creative thinking process framework, and the culture remains almost the same. So if we take or discuss on few of the cultures, like we should defer the judgment. Like if someone is speaking out in a group, judgment should not come immediately after that. It should come after completion of everyone's discussion. So if it is happening for self, we should not take immediate decision. If a particular thought is coming to our mind, let all the thought comes up, evolves, and then we can take a call. Idea has to come up on top of others' idea. So in a group, if my peer has come up with an idea, I may come up I may come up an idea on top of the other ideas. The same thing may happen with the self also. Like if I'm having an idea and the next idea may be developed on top of the previous idea. Medici effect. Medici effect was actually developed in Italy. It was been developed by Medici family who was from financial background, basically banking background. They called all the geniuses or leaders of their of the domain of different domains, and they called all the leaders or geniuses together to acknowledge to a problem being faced by the society or acknowledge to the need of the society. So they inspired creative thinking or creative or innovation to come up by having discussion with the people or the geniuses from different fields. So that particular process is known as Medici effect, and the same thing is being practiced today also at organization level, wherein If a product or a service has to come up, then people from different departments like finance, product development, uh, marketing has to come together, discuss on that particular event, and then the best version of that comes out. Next is design thinking. Design thinking is different, is been segregated in different processes or phases, and each phase has different tools to follow. So we'll discuss in details of this design thinking in upcoming webinar and workshops. The courses what we have built, we'll discuss in course of time. In today's slide is being developed based on design thinking process only. Innovaner's metaphor handshaking, that is IMHS, it is our research product which is developed on top of metaphorical thinking. There are many more other frameworks that there, like trees innovation is there, grid innovation is there. Trees innovation, if I say, like, it is been developed by, it was developed in Russia, and it is basically industrial level. It is not restricted to industrial level, rather can be practiced anywhere, and we'll try to come up with that kind of uh, courses wherein, like, we'll try to use trees at individual level as well, wherein usually it tries to find a pattern of the problem and try to acknowledge the new pattern, how it can be solved based on the older pattern. That is on very much high level how trees work. The book, the recent book, what we came up with is a motivational book on innovation, and it talks about following Zachman framework, like what is the creative thinking, why it can be practiced, who are supposed to be the practitioners, when it can be practiced, why it is supposed to be practiced, and how it can be practiced. As said, like in how part, we have used our research framework, that is IMHS, but however, it is not getting restricted to that particular framework. It can use any framework. Rather, if required, based on the requirement, it can develop its own framework as well. Why? This particular slide acknowledges to the why part of Zachman theory. Why it is so important to follow creative thinking process.
The philosophy of design thinking has been driving innovation across sectors. When you look at some of the pioneers of design thinking, like Airbnb, Nike, or Uber Eats, you will realize that all of them have found success by solving the problems of their customers. And that is the beauty of design thinking. The human-centered approach of design thinking puts the consumer at the forefront by addressing their needs and problems. Therefore, it is logical to presume that design thinking could play a critical role in solving complex problems faced by societies across India and the world. And you would be absolutely right. In the last few years, NGOs and private enterprises have partnered up with government agencies to solve problems faced by the rural population of India. Let's look at a few success stories where design thinking has helped transform lives in rural India. Jeevan Bindi. In India, millions of women suffer from iodine deficiency, which can cause goiter, breast cancer, and pregnancy issues, especially in rural areas. While there are pills and other forms of medication available to correct iodine deficiency, the hesitancy to use Western medication has proved to be a major roadblock. Singapore-based philanthropic organization Pray for Good set out to find a solution to this problem. As iodine can be absorbed through the skin, Pray for Good came up with the idea to use bindis to administer iodine. Neil Vasant Medical Foundation and Research Center, under the brand name Talwar Bindi, developed bindis that serve as iodine patches. Hence, the life-saving dot or the Jeevan Bindi was born. Jeevan Bindi delivers 100 to 150 micrograms of iodine by absorption through the skin. Aram Help Desk. A huge number of students in rural India come from poor families that cannot afford to buy school bags and other necessities. They mostly have unfurnished classrooms where students sit on the floor for hours and work without any desk. Aram, an NGO that works with marginalized families in urban slums and villages, began working on a solution to make desks and school bags accessible to students in rural India. They needed a solution that was low priced, easy to assemble, served as a desk and bag, and was made from recyclable materials. While volunteering with Aram, Sanuri Gomez realized that cardboard boxes can be re-engineered into low-cost bags that can double up as desks. Thus, the Aram Help Desk came into being. The Aram Help Desk is manufactured by a team of 20 youth in Satara, Maharashtra, and distributed to children across the country. So far, 1.5 million students have developed from the Help Desk. Another example where design thinking has helped save lives in rural India is the Embrace Infant Warmer. Designed to reduce infant mortality rate in Nepal, the Embrace Incubator is essentially a small sleeping bag with a paraffin-based pouch that keeps babies warm. All these examples highlight the success of design thinking in saving the lives of millions across India. Each of these problems, be it iodine deficiency or lack of classroom infrastructure, can seem monumental. But the ingenuity of design thinking has allowed us to tackle them with simple, human-centered solutions. As a student of design thinking, we invite you to explore ingenious solutions to problems that impact the lives of people in India.
This is what we said before, and like the JKITCDO has very recently filed patent in India in the domain HR related to bias-free performance appraisal. What we offer? Ideally, we do not offer courses on creative thinking or innovation except our own research course, that is IMHS. Rather, we try to inculcate it with other domain to try to hone the traits of domain using various innovation framework. Our goal is to integrate creative thinking process throughout various aspects of life, nurturing it as a natural attitude, not as a mere procedure. For now, we try to hone below traits of leadership, that is decision making, job crafting, influencing, motivation, performance appraisal, office politics, and implementation. We try to go with the literature on high level. A common practice like for job appraisal we follow, that is GROW model. GROW model means grow, reality, options, and willingness. So we try to put design thinking tools over here in each of the each of the phase of goal, reality, options, and willingness to get the best output from each of these phase. We take another one example like job crafting. In job crafting, usually we have three pillars, that is task crafting, relationship crafting, and cognitive crafting. Again, we try to put our creative thinking process, that is design thinking tools over there to hone the best output from each of the attributes. We will use creative thinking process in each of the given model to get the best output as said. Most of the time, we will try to use the creative thinking at personal level and not at group level so as to develop it as an habit or an attitude. The upcoming sessions will focus on creative thinking process applied to prompt engineering using trees, the utilization of AI in leadership, and the insights into entrepreneurship. Thanks a lot.